Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. And yesterday, I did a video about that ridiculous bullshit in Central Park when that dude was bird watching while black. That shit even sounds stupid. That's what they were saying. And, if you go to the video yesterday, I put a link in the description box to these two journalists, I guess you call them. I guess we have to call them because the dictionary hasn't been changed yet. Because all they are now is opinion givers. But that's one of the things that the reporter said, who was out in the field. He said that this can be added to the list of things bird watching while black. How many people of any race go fucking bird watching? Especially black folks. I've never met a black person in my life who went fucking bird watching. Anyway, the lady involved in the incident, she was fired, of course, yesterday. That's the MO. But I was looking at the comments and someone named Chi, thanks for the comment, was explaining it to me, and I get it, I guess. The company, these things, something like this is public. So the company sees it as damage control, you know? What if their customers see it and think that, oh, so you're in line with this. You agree and condone, you agree with and condone this kind of behavior. And self-preservation kicks in. The company says, no, we can't let the whole damn thing go down for one person. Therefore, this lady lost her job. I think it's fucked up that this woman lost her job over an argument in the park. That's basically all that happened. Nobody was arrested or anything else. The police showed up, chalked it up to a verbal disagreement, a verbal dispute, and that was it. Now, unfortunately, from the mainstream mediocre's point of view, this black guy wasn't gunned down by the police. They would have loved it because that's what they want. But it didn't happen. Everybody went home nice and safe. But because one person was white, one person was black, it's a big fucking deal. And now this lady doesn't have a job. And she did apologize. A very good apology, by the way. I've said before, I hate when people apologize and they say, well, you know, if I could go back and change things, I would. No shit, dummy. We would all do that. But, you know, it's very dangerous out there being black since we're being hunted. That's what they tell us, right? So that explains why all these white people are walking around with orange vests and fucking Elmer Fudd hats. Oh, we're gonna get you, you wascally black wabbit. You wascally Negro. The fuck out of here. Nobody being hunted. Stupid shit. So that lady's unemployed. Great. For what? Getting in an argument with another person. That's a fireable offense. Watch your backs, people. Anyway, so this past weekend, of course, was Memorial Day weekend. People were out and about in full force. Why? Because you had them pent up in their fucking houses for 2 months. So now that people are given a little freedom, what happens if you give them an inch? They're going to take a mile. So the beaches in some places were packed. You've seen the footage from that swimming pool in the Ozarks. I didn't see Jason Bateman there. But you see the big group of people at the swimming pool in the Ozarks. Hundreds of people. Damn near every square inch of water was taken up by a human body. That's what it is. But, you know, the powers that be don't like that. They don't like us peeking behind the curtain and seeing that they're full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. So, of course, they sent their dogs out after us. What did Mr. Burns say? Release the hounds. So they're sending their dogs after us. The mainstream mediocre's telling us, look at all these people out here. Look at no one social distancing. No one wearing masks. And what's your fucking point? Why don't you go talk to Georgia and Florida and Ohio, who have opened up and been open for about a month? I haven't heard of any spikes. Shit, you know how Florida does it. Florida probably never even closed. Florida probably looked at the rest of the country and went, fuck that. You know, Florida does its own thing. But the point is, Other places have been open. There have been no spikes. There's been no second wave of the China virus. But they don't want us seeing they're full of shit and taking our safety and well-being and the safety and well-being of our families in our own hands. How dare we get out there and have a good time? They keep telling us that the sun and vitamin D and being outside is supposed to kill this shit. They say that it dies at a certain number of degrees. Well, guess what? The country's hot as hell right now. A great time to be outside. But they don't want us to have the power. If we have the power, we have the control. And what the fuck do we need them for? That's why they don't like it. They give a shit about our safety. It's just like in school. When you would get in trouble for being truant, for not showing up to class. It's not because they care about you and want you to be a well-educated human being. They're losing money. If your ass isn't in the seat, they don't get paid. That's why. Nothing else. Now, there's some teachers out there who would put your education over the money and want you to be there for that reason. Yeah, they exist. But the bottom line is, as far as the school district or superintendents are involved, they want that money, period. Send your little bastard to school so we can get paid. Bottom line, that's what this is. So how dare us not socially distance and wear masks outside? Forgive us, oh mighty rulers. Fucking jerks. So, speaking of people being out and about and going against the rules. Now, of course, we all know that when someone is standing on their soapbox telling us that one thing is bad, like all these people are racist and look at all those racists, they're probably the biggest racists. And in this case, the governors and the leaders, I use that term loosely, are telling us to do one thing: stay inside, socially distance, stay in your house, essential travel only. Of course, these fuckers are out and about doing what they want to do. Obama was playing golf, as that retired NBA power forward is telling us not to go anywhere. You got Justin, the Prime Minister of America's hat, going back and forth to his mansions. You got the mayor of Chirac going to get her fucking did. And you got the mayor of New York City, the failed presidential candidate, Mayor de Blasio, going for a run in his favorite park, 10 miles from his fucking house. So the governor of Michigan is no different. And her husband almost got her ass in big trouble. All the articles I saw said she was in hot water. So we'll see how hot that water gets. But apparently, she's telling everybody and talking shit about people having to protest. You know, people are sick of this shelter-in-place shit. Forgive me if the sun's ruining the picture, but I can't move it. So, she's talking shit about all these protesters. I saw swastikas and nooses, and they were calling for me, lock her up? Well, if you weren't such a shitty governor, they wouldn't be calling for your ass to be locked up. And I don't know, I haven't seen any footage that had any nooses or swastikas in it. We've heard this shit before. Was it a few years back? Well, more than a few years, the Tea Party. And wasn't there some kind of event and somebody claimed that they heard someone say the N-word to a black person who was there, and somebody offered like $100,000 for footage of audio of this, and guess what? The shit never surfaced. So this could be something like that. Maybe she's just talking shit, and there really were no swastikas and nooses there. I don't know. I didn't see any I've seen footage from them, but I didn't see that. But her husband got her ass in trouble because while she's telling everybody you have to shelter in place, and if you're gonna go anywhere, you gotta think long and hard about if you really have to go. We gotta shelter in place. We gotta flatten this stupid fucking curve, right? That's what they've been telling us. Well, I guess she didn't tell her husband, because this fool called some boat dock somewhere and was trying to get his boat in the water before Memorial Day. But the person was like, that's not possible because we're starting 3 weeks fucking late because of your stupid shelter in place. So no, we can't get the boat in the water for you. And he says, and I quote, well, I'm the husband of the governor. Does that make a difference? End quote. Now, I don't mind him trying to flex his muscle to get his boat in the water. Who wouldn't? But when your wife is talking out the other side of her mouth, telling people to stay in their house, what the fuck are you doing trying to get your boat in the water? That's what further makes me think this is a bunch of bullshit. Because the powers that be aren't listening to the shit they're telling us. They're saying, do as I say, not as I do. I'm telling you to shelter in place and hunker down with your family while I'm hitting waves, getting lake spray in my face. Having drinks out of a cooler and laughing and enjoying the lack of people because I just told them to stay in the house. What kind of bullshit is that? So I hope this comes back to bite her next time she's up for re-election. I think shit, just over this shelter in place stuff, that woman has enough problems because the people of Michigan are sick of that shit. So her husband, he might have just ruined it all for her. He might have just shit in the punch bowl and ruined it for everybody. That shit's not right. If you're going to tell people they have to do something as a leader, and again, I use that term very loosely, you have to do the same. You have to set the example. So people have to say, man, well, that person, you know, that governor, that congressperson, that senator, that mayor, whoever, they're doing it. So I guess I better do the same. That doesn't work in every case. Every person's not going to see it that way, but that's the right way to do it. Not tell everybody to stay off the lake while your husband's in the other room trying to get your boat in the fucking lake. Now, let's end on a bit of a funny note. Yeah, nobody died, so it's funny. So these 3 little boys, ages 8, 10, and 12. Now the 8-year-old, maybe I can see that. But the 10 and the 12-year-old, what the hell is wrong with you guys? But I kind of get it. When I was a kid, I must have been in 2nd grade, and it was springtime, so all these little white flowers would pop up on the big grass field we had on the playground. So me and another friend of mine, I don't remember who it was, we had the bright idea of when these bees land on the little flowers, let's clap our hands together and smash them. Makes sense? Except I got stung like 3 times. And the first time I went in the nurse's office, she was like, oh, honey, come here. Let me take that stinger out. The second time, she was like, damn, it happened again? Be careful. Third time, she was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why do you keep doing, what are you doing? How does this keep happening? We told her, she was like, hey, stop doing that. You're going to keep getting stung. But dumb little boys, we don't think that far. We don't think past the end of our face. So for that reason, I can kind of see what these little boys are trying to do. So these 3 boys in Bolivia, they're all brothers. They think that it would be a good idea for them to catch a black widow and have it bite them. Why? So they can turn into Spider-Man. Makes sense? Now, if you break it down to the most basic level, yeah, Spider-Man got bit by a spider. He turned into Spider-Man. Now he can climb up buildings and swing through the city. He has spidey senses. Man, this sounds great. You know what kind of fun we're going to have with all 3 of us being Spider-Man? The Spider Brothers? Come on. This shit's going to be fun. We're going to be swinging all over the house and shit, shooting webs at each other. Let's do it. So they caught the spider. They provoked it with a stick until it bit all 3 of them. They ended up in the hospital. They got released. They're okay. But that shit was funny. When I read that story, I was like, I get it. I get their frame of mind. I get their thought process. Spider bite, spider powers. Sign me up. Now, some of the ladies out there might be like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I'll be over here playing with my dolls. I get that. When you're a kid, I understand, but you got to understand. The mind of a little boy, it's about fun. All we want is superpowers and a wall in the action, like they had in the action movies, where you hit the button, it opens up, and it's just guns all over the place. That's all we want. Give us our superpowers, give us our guns, leave us alone. Little boys, I get it, but please be careful. People, I'm going to be careful as I hop in this damn rat race and try not to be hunted today, right? Please. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Help your boy stay independent. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.